Well, hello, I'm Erica. I am odd. If I sound a little bit stuffy, it's because I am. The air quality outside is awful, but I've used nose spray, so hopefully that helps a bit. Anyways, we are doing the mid-year book tag, baby. I know most people do this in July because that is technically the mid-year. I didn't. So anyways, we're gonna be doing that today. So let's see here. I think I even did it in May last year. So like, whatever. It's been over half a year, okay? Thank God. You can tell I am completely ready for fall. This is my Harvard sweatshirt that I thrifted. It's not from the university. I wish. It's like a collection they did with H&M or something. I don't know. Because I love it and I look good in maroon. I'm also representing what would have happened if Rory chose Harvard and Jess. Jess never would have let her drop out of Harvard. Anyways, let's get started with the tag. Best book you've read so far in 2025. That's a tough one. Actually, no, it's not. What am I talking about? I think that a lot of people are going to have this answer. I waited a year for this. And it was everything I wanted to be and more. I was happy, I was sad, I was scared, I was excited, I was distraught, I was emotionally destroyed. That's what makes it a 5-star, my little baby. A lot of women my age have actual kids. I have special editions. Just wait till I have a kid and I have special editions. Y'all gonna be sick of me. It was just so well written, and I feel like Rebecca Yarros, I haven't read her other romances, I'm kind of scared to. It's kind of like A24. Like production A24, they come out with amazing movies, but like when they do rom-coms like they recently did, I don't know. I look at that, I'm like, kind of hit or miss, but whenever A24 comes out with a horror movie, I'm like, this is gonna be so good, and it's gonna play on fears you didn't know you had. That's the vibe I get with Rebecca. It's like, hey, you provide me with dragons. I don't think I need Dear John letters in this, you know what I mean? Even though, well, if you've read it, you know. If the framing changes because I moved you guys back a little bit, you were leaning against my pad and every time I like moved, the camera moved and it wasn't the vibe. Worst book you've read so far. Okay, here's the thing. Because Twilight is on this list somewhere. I would say Twilight, right? Last year me would have said Twilight. I'd like DNF Twilight for a while. I have books that like, I'll read them and then I kind of set them down and then I come back to them. Does anybody else do that? When I know that something's a 5-star read, I like kind of never put it down for long periods of time. But Twilight, alas, is not the worst book that I've read, because here's the thing. Is Twilight bad? Yeah, but it's bad and that's what makes it good. It's like loving a B horror movie or like a B just comedy movie where you're like, this is so bad, but it has such a cult following. You're like, okay, this is actually so bad that it's good. It crossed over into that territory. So the worst book I've read so far, I think would have to be, it has to be The X-Hex. It's just not... Yeah, so I gave the X-Hex 3 stars, so that's still saying something that I haven't had like any 1-star or 2-star reads like I did last year. Right off the bat, I had a really bad read last year. I think it was called The Sin Bin. It's still so horrible and a waste of my time. Anyways, I think the X-Hex, because here's the thing, it was super interesting. It was very practical magic-y for like the beginning, and I liked it in that way, but the entire pinnacle of the book was only a page or two. Like, we had more details about the barista in that book than we did the actual point of the book, the big battle, all of it. So, for that reason, the X-Hex is my worst book of the year. Best sequel I've read so far in 2025. Here's the thing. Everything can't be Onyx Storm. This can't be the answer to every question. So here's what I'll give you. Number 1, Onyx Storm, obviously, duh. But I liked Leather and Lark. Was it my favorite in the series? No. Am I still reading Scythe and Sparrow and I took a break because I thought my friend was going to start it and then she didn't start it, so now I'm going to start it again? Yeah. But Leather and Lark was good. Wasn't the worst. I think I gave it like 3.8 stars, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought it was a great sequel to B&B, and it's a nice stepping stone into Scythe and Sparrow. The worst sequel I've read so far. So here's the thing. It is not the worst because it's not written good. It's written perfectly. It was beautiful. It was one of the most heartbreaking books I've ever read in my life. And I've read the entire Harry Potter series. R.I.P. Dobby. But this destroyed me. Like, Susanna, baby girl. It's also the book where like she falls for Jeremiah. Pass. Absolutely not. So I need to be clear. This book, I think maybe I gave it 4 stars. It's like a 4.8 for me. But I need to be clear that this is a great book. It is, however, the worst for my 2025 because it destroyed me. When you have, here's the thing, not to like dump my emotional baggage on you, even though like, hi, that's why we're here. I have a long family history of cancer. I have people in my life who I love very much who have survived cancer. And this book, dude, it made me feel like Laurel. And I think that it talks about grief well, but however, it's destroyed me. So therefore, it's not the worst sequel in the traditional sense. But for that reason, sharks, I am out. Okay. So what is a new release that you haven't read yet but you want to? I've had this book for a minute. I got it when it came out. I was so excited to read it. I even started a little bit. And then my friend got into the series. So I was like, oh my god, we're going to read the series together. And then life got super real. And now I think I'm just going to read it. It's not like she's expecting me to wait to read it too. I just haven't. So I feel it might be time within the next month here to get back on this horse, you know? You know what I mean? So far it's good. So far I like it. I remember everything that happens too, so perfect time. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year, it is Hannah Grace's new book. So she has decided that she is done with the Maple Hill series, which I feel like we were robbed of JJ's book, but that's neither here nor there. Best friend and I are so excited. I'm going to see her for her birthday, and we've already decided that we're going to go pick it up at the bookstore for her birthday. So it's Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. I'm just excited that she's writing again and that she has something new for us to get into. A brand new world. Hopefully this is a series. It does appear to maybe be the start of a series, so I am excited. But that's probably my most anticipated read. That and Bryn Weaver has a new series coming out. I think it's called Tourist Season. That looks really good too, so I'm really excited for that one. Biggest surprise of the year, honestly, the fact that I do like the Twilight series. Here's the thing, there's vlogs, you can go find them, of me just hating on Twilight where I'm like, was it this bad? Like, everybody always talked about how good it was and it's just so bad. Is it because I'm reading it as an adult? Here's the thing, it was always bad. So were the movies. But again, they're so bad that they're good. And once I embrace that where I'm like, here's the thing, this is going to be the cheesiest series I read, maybe. Score series by Kenna King is a close second, and I will say I'm almost done with that series. It's getting its own video. I have one book left, baby. My biggest surprise was how much I do like the Twilight series, and I'm actually listening to it being read by somebody else other than the voice actor that is traditionally used for the books, because honestly, I think it was her voice that like took away half of my like enjoyment of the book. But there's some people that post themselves narrating audiobooks, and like this one has rainstorms in the background too. So like I really immerse myself in it, and I enjoy the books so much more with that. So sometimes it is the narrator, guys. Sometimes you just don't connect with the narrator. It's not the narrator's fault, and it's not your fault. It's just vibes. Sometimes you don't vibe, and that's okay. But I am surprised at how much I like the Twilight series so far. Favorite new author. This can be debut or new to you. Definitely Grady Hendrix. He's new to me. This is not his debut, but he's new to me. His first full book that I read was Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I'm gonna take this sticker off, I promise. But I really loved this book. I really like Grady Hendrix. I picked up the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. As you know, I'm reading that now. His books are just very like funny, but they're also very suspenseful and thrilling, but also like there's characters that are layered with sarcasm. It's just very easy to immerse yourself in those worlds, and it's very like realistic about things of like you look at it and you go, this could actually happen. Even though the ending of this one's a little bit far-fetched. Factually if it did happen, first of all, but like the witchcraft factor is like debatable, but nevertheless, Grady Hendrix. I really enjoy his work. I'm gonna keep reading his work. Newest fictional crush. Okay, I think I have it. And it's gonna be very short-lived because I just finished the book, so maybe that's why. But it's Brent from The Perfect Score by Kenna King. He just understood the vibes. He just understood the assignment, and I really enjoyed that book. I like just finished it like a day or two ago, so I think that's why. But if you want to ask me like a shocking kind of fictional crush that I wasn't expecting, Dane is a little like Dane in books 1 and 2 ain't, but like in this one, he's a little cute. He's growing on me. I disliked him less in this book, and he was a little hot here and there, but other than that, I'm hoping that that continues as the series goes on, because I really don't want to hate Dane, but that was shocking. If you wanted a little bit of a better answer, I guess. A book that made me cry. Oh yeah, so this was the answer, and this one was kind of unexpected for me, but I'll explain why. This book made me cry. Here is why. These are spoilers. If you have not read this book, feel free to skip this question. I'm telling you now. So, basically this book is about women in the 70s that are pregnant. Most of them are teenagers. Some of them are like 20-year-olds whose boyfriend got drafted and they fell pregnant before the boyfriend got drafted, so now the parents sent them away as the embarrassment. This is very real situations that happen to women, so much so that I am actually the biological granddaughter of one of them. And okay, we'll just get deep with it. The complexities of this is Rose, right? Rose really spoke to me. Like, I felt like I kind of related to Rose the most in this. Very like hippie, and Rose wanted to keep her baby. But as the book mentions, this has a great little synopsis at the end of like, these are real situations that happened. Here's the history of it. Google it. And I love Grady for doing that. But basically, Rose wanted to keep her baby. And it's shown later in the book that if you decide to not give your baby up for adoption, and to keep your baby, you are stuck with the $3,000 bill, which back then would have been like 30 grand this year, give or take, with medical expenses and inflation and economy, and oh my god, it's so expensive to have a baby. And so Rose couldn't keep her baby. At the end of the book, we see the girls sort of unite through acts of sort of fate and also like one of them knowing each other's names, so she sought her out. And Rose finds her daughter Blossom, who she was going to name Blossom, and Blossom has a daughter named Ariel. I am Ariel. And what made me cry about this book, I mean, obviously everything that the girls went through was very sad and traumatizing and horrible, but what made me cry was that Rose and Blossom and Ariel all had a very beautiful bond, an accepting relationship. It was all just very much love. And for me in my personal life, when I met my biological grandmother, I never felt love from her. I never really felt welcomed. I never felt acknowledged. Sort of. Even though I would see her, she never viewed me as her granddaughter. And I get it. That's okay. Because when she found us, my mother in particular, she wasn't expecting to be a grandmother. She was expecting to find her kid, and instead she got her kid and a grandchild. That's a lot to take in, and I can empathize with that, even though it doesn't excuse her behavior towards me. And I no longer have a relationship with either of them, my mom or my grandmother, which is just sort of what's best for me and how the cookie crumbles. Actions have consequences, blah, blah, blah. But it was very heartbreaking to see this exact situation that my biological grandmother was in. She was sent away on bus, sent away to go have the baby quietly. She had the baby. She didn't know if she had a boy or a girl. Baby was immediately taken from the room, never to be seen again until like 30-ish years later. Very similar situation to the young women in this book, and I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't triggered by any means, but it was just interesting to have that perspective and to sort of see it full circle. But then at the very end, when I saw that Rose, Blossom, and Ariel all had this great relationship and they all spend time together and love each other, that's when I cried. That's when it broke my heart of like, oh, what you could have been. Oh, what these people could have been and done better in that regard, but failed me. But what are you gonna do? Anyways, that is the book that made me cry. Kind of unexpected, but it did. What is a book that made me happy? Okay. What did I read this year that made me happy? That was so deep. Oh, okay, I just got done reading it. It is called Battle of the Bookstores by Allie Brady. Oh my god, it was so cute. Like, it's everything that you want. Your bookstore owners just falling in love. It was perfect. They talked about tropes. They talked about different types of literature. But also, like, the characters had more dimension than just being avid readers. And it was just so cute. I listened to the audiobook. It was great. But it was just so unbelievably adorable. And I really enjoyed the book the entire time. It had these great dynamics of like family dynamics. I liked all of the side characters too, of like each different little character that worked in the bookstores, and sort of this underlying competition of it all as well, and just discovering of like what you deserve out of life, what you want out of life. This one was super realistic, how people would actually fall in love in real life. And so it was very, very cute. There's an adorable cat in it. Everything about it made me happy. Everything about this book made me very happy, and it was so adorable. Highly recommend. It's the most beautiful book I bought this year or received. Like, so far, I am tempted to do The Nightmare Before Christmas because it has sprayed edges and it is gorgeous. However, I gotta be honest, I just love this cover. I don't know why. I know that this is not the most, like, interesting or stunning. I definitely have more beautiful books, but I got them last year, so I digress. But I just love, like, the muted colors, the subtle muted pastels, but they still communicate well. They represent both characters accurately, and I can't explain it. It's something about the minimalism yet the attention to detail within the illustration that I just love. What books do I need to read by the end of the year? A lot. Here's the thing. So I have 30 books as my goal. Very realistic goal for me. I'm running a business as well as doing this and then working another job. I'm a very busy woman, in the words of Sabrina Carpenter. I have lots of books I want to get to this year still, and I hope I can get through them all, but you want to know what? If I don't, New Year's Eve is just a date. I'll keep on reading. I will never stop. It's how the game goes. However, this year I would really like to read, specifically. Well, I want to finish Southern Book Club's guide, obviously, but I want to finish the Score series, so I have one book left that I'm currently listening to, so I'm going to finish it this year. I would love to start the Rookie series by Kenna King for the Hawkeyes. Can't escape them. Love that fake hockey team. I would like to finish Scythe and Sparrow. I would like to finish all of the sort of paranormal books I got. Probably Yours, Bewitched, If I Stopped Haunting You, all of that good stuff. I also want to find some good Christmas reads. Anyways, that is it for the mid-year book tag of 2025. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I will be back for a end of the year book tag, of course. Let me know what your favorite reads have been so far this year and your least favorite reads, and what reads are not like on my TBR or my Goodreads that need to be on my Goodreads or my TBR. Alrighty, that is it for today's video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.